back to Teachable Moments with April. We will be looking at 1 Peter 5:4. When the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. I was reading from the Mornings with Jesus, a story which is usually in this particular publication that I've read here before. It is about a woman, and she's talking about she is involved with an organization called the Optimist Club. And she's a judge, and she judges youth speech contests every year. She talks on how doing these particular speech contests and being involved with other people who are English teachers and speech teachers, how important it makes her feel and how she feels her self-esteem is boosted. She goes on to say how she knows that her worth isn't based on whom she associates with. The contest director was originally looking for a judge and was kind of desperate, and someone that knew her gave him her name. And she doesn't have exactly the credentials that the other people have, and I think that's what makes her feel so important. She does enjoy writing, and she enjoys speaking in public. She goes on to point out that everyone likes to feel important. God created us with the need for affirmation and respect. We must balance that need with the constant reminder that glory from people is fading, and it fades more quickly than flowers in the street the day of a parade. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place, and that's what I love about it. When I came across it, actually on Spotify, and I thought I'd always been wondering how to do it, how to make that transition into it. And Anchor has made it so easy, and I am so glad that I have found it, and I've started my podcast for my social skills group, and hopefully I can use it for my students as well in my class. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. He goes on to say that only the glory that Jesus gives never fades. His praise comes to those who say yes to His grace and whose hearts belong to Him. His glory is the only glory that lasts forever. Then it goes on to, at the end of each of these 4 Mornings with Jesus, it says faith step at the bottom of the page. Think of something you've done that others have praised you for. Give that applause back to Jesus. Ask Him to show you something He admires about you, and pray for grace to please only Him. So this article basically is reminding us and getting us to think that who do you seek your self-worth from, your self-esteem from, your respect and your affirmations from? Is it from your higher power, or is it from your fellow man or fellow woman? It's reminding us that as imperfect human beings, we are very fickle and very hard to please. So if we're expecting all of these things, even though we were created as such, you're going to come up a little bit short if you're expecting others to give you that thing that you need. That the only person or only being in this case that can provide that is God. Of course, you have to look to yourself as well. Okay, the only person that you can depend on is yourself. Okay, if there are things that you need or require, you are the best source, along with your higher power. In the workplace, this happens a lot, and it's something that I hear quite a bit. People feel disheartened. They feel that their hard work and their efforts are going unnoticed. They feel that they are bombarded with criticisms. They're not given that positive input from their employer or employers. Personally, when I've had that happen, whether it's professionally or personally, and I feel like I haven't, gotten that kind of input or that appreciation or whatever from others, what I will do is I'll feel a certain type of way about it, but then I will think more on it and I will refocus. And then after I refocus, I will do my best to do the best possible job, or if it's something else of a more personal nature, do my best in whatever situation that is sat before me. And by doing that, I will give back to myself, give that power back to myself that I've done a job well done. I would like to think that over the years, as I've gotten older, that I've gotten a little bit wiser, and that I've gotten to this point where I'm not seeking out other people's approval and their affirmations. To a certain extent, of course, I am only human. I do care to an extent what others think, but like I said, as you get older, you kind of move away from all of that, and you put yourself as number one priority.